Hello, I'm Jason. Welcome to Nerd Trivia. If you played trivia with us last week over Zoom, then you've already seen all these questions. But if you didn't, then these are new to you, and you can play along at home right now. So I'm going to read the questions from the first two rounds today, and I'll give you some time to think about those answers. Well, you can pause the video, and then I'll read the answers at the end. So here we go. And the reason this is nerd trivia is these are all topics that are considered to be nerdy. Round one, it's video games. Here we go. What is the highest grossing video game franchise of all time? If you'd like to pause the video and think about that, you can. Consult your sources, your teammates, your gurus, and then move on to number two. Characters in video games who cannot be controlled by players are known as what? I know, but I'm not telling. Number three. A computer opponent's ability to adaptively challenge a player based on the player's skill level, that's a skill level, not kill level, even though I'm blocking the S, is known as what? Number four. The word Pokemon is actually a combination of which two words? Pokemon. What could it be? And number five. The Kingdom Hearts series is a collaboration between the Walt Disney Company and which Japanese game company? So those are the 5 questions for round one. Think about them. Decide on your answers, and then continue with the video, because here come the answers right now. What is the highest grossing video game franchise of all time? Super Mario. So that would be Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, Super Mario 64. All the Super Mario games taken together have grossed somewhere in the range of $81 billion. I think it was $81 billion. I'd have to double check that. Number two. Characters in video games who cannot be controlled by players are known as what? Non-playable characters, or NPCs. A computer opponent's ability to adaptively challenge a player based on the player's skill level is known as what? Artificial intelligence. First used in 1978 Space Invaders, which I used to play on the Atari 2600. The word Pokemon is actually a combination of which two words? Pocket Monsters, which is the series' original name in Japan. And finally, the Kingdom Hearts series is a collaboration between the Walt Disney Company and which Japanese game company? Square Enix, formerly known as Squaresoft or Square. Any of those answers counts. So that's round one. And now we're on to round two, famous franchises. Here we go. Oh, at the live trivia, I think this was the most difficult category. So let's see how you fare. In what year did the original Star Trek series premiere? And number two, what is the secret identity of the current Captain Marvel in Marvel Comics? And number three, in The Lord of the Rings, Frodo's shirt of mail is made from which fictional metal? And number four, I always forget how to say her name because I don't watch this show. But in Game of Thrones, how did Daenerys Targaryen eventually hatch her dragon eggs? Danny T. I took to calling her Danny T the other night. And five, in one working draft of the Star Wars script, Luke Skywalker had a different last name. What was it? All right, so that's round two. Think about it. And here we go with the answers. What year did the original Star Trek series premiere? It was 1966, and you do not get extra credit for knowing the premiere date was September 8th. And what is the secret identity of the current Captain Marvel? That's Carol Danvers, but there have been multiple Captain Marvels in both Marvel and DC Comics. And in The Lord of the Rings, Frodo's shirt of mail is made from which fictional metal? Mithril. And there's only one mithril as far as I know. And in Game of Thrones, how did Dany T eventually hatch her dragon eggs? She placed them in her husband's funeral pyre. And finally, in one working draft of the Star Wars script, Luke Skywalker had a different last name. What was it? Starkiller. Later revived in the sequel trilogy as Starkiller Base. All right, so that's it. Those are our first 2 rounds. And we'll be back tomorrow night with round 3 and 4. Thanks. Bye.